What's up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video where we are taking a look at the mighty Clodsire in action. We've got Link's battles, and then I've got a bonus battle at the end, which is one battle of my own where I was running Clodsire. Now, you might be wondering real quick that, wait, Rise, your setup looks different. I actually moved over the last week, so I haven't been streaming the last week. I moved across the country. And I am awfully excited to start a new chapter. I'll talk about it more on my stream on Twitch because you guys just want to watch the battles here. Or if you want to hear more about it, let me know. But go follow me on Twitch, and I'm sure people will be asking me all sorts of questions where I can answer in real time about the move. But in this video, we see Link running Swampert, Clodsire, and Charjabug. Makes sense, right? He's weak to grass in the lead. He's got two grass answers in the back. And gonna swap Charjabug into Venusaur. Charjabug does pretty solid here just because you're gonna significantly outpace to the first two X-Scissors. And double X-Scissor should KO. So even though Venusaur is able to land that Sludge Bomb, Charjabug should be able to win this matchup in all even shield scenarios, I would think. As the next X-Scissor gets unleashed, and just like that, you retain switch, and oh boy, this is not going to be a fun farm down for Talonflame. It's going to have to eat a discharge or potentially put up the protect shield. Yeah, puts up the shield, makes sense. I think you have to shield that, but there is a Hydro Cannon loaded. Wanted to get it off right away before potential Brave Bird, so it makes sense to throw right away there. Talonflame's going to unleash a move. Could be a bait, but probably best not to risk it. It was the Brave Bird. In comes Greninja. And Greninja's a little bit tough for this back line, but up a shield should be totally fine. Let's see how well the Clodsire tanks the move. Tanks it quite well. Simply just shield and Earthquake here. I guess you got to be a little bit careful here that you don't allow an Incinerate down, which could then put you in some trouble. So let's see if Link is able to close this game out. Actually doesn't KO, which ends up being better because now you have energy to get to the Sludge Bomb. Here's the thing, though. The Sludge Bomb KO. I don't think this is going to KO. Talon is able to live. Oh, my gosh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think this might be an L. As Talonflame's going to get to the Brave Bird, so perhaps a bit of a misplay from Link. Let's rewind that a little bit, because that seemed like it probably should have been a win. I think when the Greninja came in, there was no reason to swap out. Yeah, so Greninja comes in, you have Earthquake on your Swampert, right? So you may as well just get there. How many mud shots away was Link? Let's just figure this out real quick, because that seemed like it was probably winnable. So he's at 2. So theoretically, if he's... Oh, wait a sec. If he's 5 away, Greninja actually gets there first. So a little bit tricky, but he still has a shield to hide behind. So I think you're pretty safe just shielding, building up max energy, Earthquake. Earthquake might not one-shot, but like as long as you bank a Hydro after that, you're good. So yeah, I think just staying in with the Swampert to get rid of that Greninja or banking a Hydro Cannon was the play. But you live and you learn. I know Frederick in the chat's like, Rise, I never would make a misplay like that. Frederick, we've all been there. Maybe you never make mistakes. I certainly make mistakes in this game. We see a nice catch onto the Charjabug from Greedent, one of my faves. And then in comes Medicham. Medicham, not a great response to Charjabug, but Medicham just being such a beast with counter, and if it has Psychic, does certainly hold its own here. We're going to see a move coming through from Mr. Medicham. Just an Ice Punch. That's not going to be quite enough, sir. And Charjabug looks to have enough health where Medicham can't even quite counter down before another X-Scissor gets off. Let's see. Yeah, it gets there. So this Medicham getting super greedy. Is it going to expend both shields here? Oh my gosh. Charjabug getting both shields from the Medi. It's only 1464. Swampert and the opponent got extra greedy. They didn't throw right away. Oh, man. It's all right, though. You can always learn from these games. Like another catch just for kicks and giggles. Greedent not enjoying himself. We see the Pelipper come in, and I mean, on paper, this is pretty bad for Clodsire, but this situation looks pretty good. to be honest, because you can probably KO with double Sludge Bomb here. Maybe it'll be close with the Poison Stings adding up. I think you shield this because Swampert's going to struggle to get rid of Pelly. So you go for the Sludge Bomb. In a perfect world, this KOs and they don't get to another Weather Ball. Sludge Bomb does knock out, and now you're in a great spot. Honestly, just need double Hydro, so I really like the decision here to go for Hydro Cannon and not Earthquake, since Hydro is so much more efficient. Double Hydro is going to be enough here to knock out Greedent, whereas one Earthquake wouldn't have been enough. Hydro Cannon, boom, knocks out Mr. Greedent. And here we go, searching for the next opponent. Link has his map. He's looking for directions in the Go Battle League. He's looking for a team that can find him some success. Is this the team? We see Swampert into Azu. Link feels like he has two better answers, so actually swaps out. Could have stayed in, but swapping out also makes sense. If there's like a ground type in the back, you kind of want to lure it out with this team. Clodsire is going to struggle here against the mighty Dugong. Icy Wind's going to hurt. Probably won't quite knock out, but it'll do a lot. Oh, not as much as I thought. I wonder if that was an undercharge. Was that an undercharge? I feel like that was an undercharge. I feel like Icy Wind would have done more. Sludge Bomb grabs a shield, so the opponent decides to undercharge so they can use a shield, apparently. But they are going to get a big farm down, and Swampert's not going to appreciate this energy. Like, you could even consider coming in charge, yeah. I think charge makes sense here. Because Swampert up shields is usually very dangerous. So you're going to just eat the energy here, come out with a move on your Charge-a-Bug, and then Swampert's going to have potentially a field day if there's no hard check in back. Swampert up a shield is just so dangerous, and it's their own Clodsire. So if Swampert can beat this Azu up a shield, which it should be able to do, this is going to be smooth sailing. Play rough. Oh, they probably don't even have Ice Beam. That's even better. I think going straight Earthquake is a safer play. I don't think baiting is really necessary here. As you see that damage from the Earthquake, you're only going to need 2 Earthquakes anyway, which you should be able to get to before Azu could ever take you out. So this is looking good. I guess the only thing you got to be careful of is if you expend both shields, you got to make sure you have enough energy to land a move on the Clodsire. You can't afford to get outpaced. Oh. Maybe meant to discharge here. I wonder if that was a misclick or if he meant to do that. Now this suddenly looks a little bit sketchy. I think he had the game won, but now it looks a little bit scary. Because Clodsire can overfarm to like 100 energy here. That's the play if you're the Clodsire. You overfarm to 100 energy, and then you should be only... If you're running Sludge Bomb Earthquake, you should only be 2 Poison Stings away from Earthquake, which would knock out the Swamp. So there's the Sludge Bomb. Oh, they undercharge. That's smart, too. The problem here with the undercharge, though, is you take another X-Scissor, and now you're probably in Hydro Cannon range. Swampert didn't have the Earthquake, but they do have the Hydro. But to be fair, the Clodsire needed to have the Earthquake loaded pretty much to win anyway. So, not necessarily a misplay from the opponent. Pretty tough situation for them, as Hydro knocks out the Azu. And Swampert was certainly the MVP that game. Well played. Another win on the board for Mr. Link. I remember Link as the as one of the guys, the go-to guys in Super Smash Bros. Back then. I know Smash is still super popular. Anyone else like Link? I remember Falcon Punch. Those were the days. Super Smash Bros. After a day of school with the friends in somebody's basement. Just chilling. Hydro Cannon against a Noctowl. Noctowl still exists. You don't see him very often anymore. He used to be very popular. Since the Sky Attack buff, not so much. So this is one of the rare matchups, or I shouldn't say rare matchups, but one of the... Now it's kind of a rare matchup where you'd prefer to have Shadow Swampert. Once again, we see a Charge-a-Bug swap, and they counter-swap Medicham, which is not really a counter-swap. Not a good counter-swap, I should say. Definitely not a strong answer to Charge-a-Bug. Charge-a-Bug is going to do fairly well here. X's are coming through. Let's see how much this does to Mr. Medicham. Oh, gets a shield. I wonder if none of these Metacham are running Dynamic, or none of them are running Psychic, or if they're just going for Ice Punch. Would have lived the Ice Punch, but that's fine. Might have been respecting a potential Psychic. X-Scissor coming through. Gonna knock out the Medi. Take switch advantage here. Let's see what comes in to greet the bug. The school bus. It's a Lantern. And this is pretty dang good, if I do say so myself. Lantern's gonna struggle to spark down here. If it does, the Surf Energy could pose a little bit of a threat. But honestly, they might even shield this because they're getting pretty low. Yeah. The shield kind of makes sense. And Clod is so tanky, he's probably going to be able to live 2 Surfs, no problem. Since these Sparks aren't going to do anything. Yeah, look at that. Clodsire just eats the Surf. Does nothing to him. It just hydrates him. He's like, thank you for the refreshing water, Mr. Lantern. Going to shield the Sky attack. Nice overfarm. Now you're going to have energy to threaten that Lantern. And Lantern's low enough, right, where Sludge is probably enough. Let's see, how healthy was it? Sludge, not quite. I think Lantern will live this, but it'll be close to KOing. And at that point, Mud Shots will be enough from Swampy Boy. Yeah. That is a G to the G trainer. That is a G to the G. Yeah, moving. Check out the new setup, the new background. I got a lot of the plushies. I was never really a plushie guy, but I got a lot of them in Japan, and I'm glad I can finally showcase them. And right now behind me, that's kind of that's all there really is set up in this room in terms of like the backdrop. But I'm excited, like over time, put more and more things up. I've got an entire little like case full of cool stuff I could put up. So Pokemon related, mostly. I've also got some Milwaukee Bucks bobbleheads, like a signature Kareem one, a Giannis one. Anyway, back to the battle. Swamp into Medi. I don't mind this matchup as Swampert. It's bait dependent. Medi has to land the hard-hitting move to win this matchup, basically. Except maybe, except like the zero. Don't quote me on that. I know that's the case in the ones. The ones, Medi has to land the hard-hitting move to win. The zeros, I think, is IV dependent. If you have a tanky Medi, it's going to win the zeros. If you have a more attack-weighted Medi, it's going to lose the zeros. And the 2 shields, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I have to relook at that. I don't want to spread misinformation to y'all. Here we go. Clodsire, probably happy to avoid Altaria. I mean, it's not like the worst matchup for Clod, but you want matchups where you can hit for that Earthquake and not rely on Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb's not a bad move by any means. But the thing is, like, you can't really 2-shot many things with Sludge Bomb. Certainly not going to 2-shot the Altaria as the Hydro Cannon is coming through. Not quite enough, but sets up a nice little Poison Sting down for Clod. Clod, the closer. I think Homeslice Henry, his video really took off where it was like Clodsire is a great closer. And we're going to see if it can close this game right here. Look at Clod looking menacing, the brother of Quag. Or is he more like the cousin of Quag? Going for another Sludgy B. Oh, loses the CMP. That's tough. Swampert does get to a Hydro. I forget what the other Pokemon is. Oh, it's just an Ice Punch. Clod's going to live an Ice Punch. Clod's like, how disrespectful, Medi. You thought that Ice Punch would KO? Oh. Yeah, this ain't gonna happen for Swampy Boy. We love Swamp, but sometimes he has his limits. He can't win every time. And Ice Beam's gonna knock out. Those are the battles from Link, and we've got one bonus battle. This was like one of the first battles I ran with Clodsire, and it was a really good situation. I ran 2 battles when I first built my Clodsire after Community Day. And both battles, I just had like super favorable alignment. Look at this. We get Clod against a Granbull. But then all of a sudden, things are looking really pretty. Then not so much, because this Gligar is a bit of a core breaker for our team. We don't really have a great answer to Gligar. So I'm just going to be chipping as much as I can with these Sludge Bombs. Clodsire doing his thing. Gligar's dig is not even going to knock out. That's pretty crazy. And opponent makes a bit of a mistake. If our opponent hadn't done this, I wonder if he might have still had a chance to beat us. But we land the Sludge, which is pretty big. And then come in with Charge-a-Bug. And X-Scissor coming through. Did we get a shield? Nope, no shield. And knowing that my Charge-a-Bug is going to really struggle against Gligar, I just let this Body Slam go. I've got an X-Scissor ready to go. I'm hoping he shields. I'm like, please shield. Like, because if he doesn't shield, this could get a little bit sketchy. Since I'm doing, like, no fast move damage. He doesn't shield, so I'm, like, a little bit worried. But I'm thinking I pace to new Community Day Aqua Tail so fast that I should still be fine. So, I throw my Aqua Tail here. Shiny Quagsire. Looking stylish. Let me know if you guys want to see more Clodsire and or Quagsire with Aqua Tail content. I'm sure it's been saturating your feed since Community Day. Everyone wants to be the first to get it out, and there's probably a lot of it out there. So let me know if you want to see any more of it, or if you are good to go. But that is all she wrote, folks. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And that said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.